Hello, I'm David Nunke. My wife Nancy and I own the Spots and Stripes Ranch in Ramona, California, in the United States. We were introduced to the magnetic resonance stimulation in 2006 by a young lady from Switzerland who was purchasing a zebra baby from us. Nancy requires that all our new zebra owners come to the ranch for training in order to learn how to communicate with their zebra, since typical horse training does not work with zebras.
We lay the MRS 2000 on her back, just like this, for 24 minutes. We put the MRS 2000 on her twice each day for 5 days. At the end of the 5 days, Dondi was trotting around in her pen without even as much as a limp. Dondi, was that a good treatment? This spring we had a beautiful black miniature horse foal who we have called Magic. In this photo he is just 22 inches tall. His mother stood up during the foaling process, and it took a little longer than normal for Magic to be born. As a result, he was oxygen deprived. This is what is known in our part of the world as a dummy foal. He did not know how to nurse, would not stand without assistance, and developed narcolepsy right after birth. And what's on it? I'd like to share some information now about colic in the horse. These photos of a 21-year-old miniature horse stallion will show the progression of one of the symptoms of colic, which is laying down and rolling. Often, without immediate veterinary intervention, the horse may die in 24 hours or less, at a cost of approximately $5,000 US, with no guarantee of success, although in recent years, with the equine hospitals coming into the fore, they have sterile surgeries in clean rooms and better aftercare, so the successes are much higher than in years gone by. At the very least, calling the veterinarian for initial colic treatment usually has a minimum cost of $400 to $700 attached to it, and can be much more if field surgery has to be performed to release gas, which causes painful bloating, or if IV fluids are needed to rehydrate the horse. Over the past year, we have personally seen several colics resolved with the MRS 2000 without any other veterinary intervention necessary, but it is always good to call your veterinarian. Here is Gold in all his glory. This was the only colic we ever had with Gold, and he recovered from the colic within 30 minutes of his MRS treatment, with the impaction moving through and normal elimination taking place. We were not able to find any information on Cushing's disease and the MRS, so I put out a note to one of our local horse clubs asking if anyone had a Cushing's horse that we could try the MRS on. A gentleman responded who has a 36-year-old quarter horse mare, Dolly Bailey, shown here as a much younger mare in her working days. Dolly having her very first Enerpulse treatment. After the 2 weeks of treatment, Dolly's veterinarian once again performed Cushing's tests on Dolly. We anxiously awaited the results. Within a few days, Dr. Matthews called to give us the news. We were also pleasantly surprised. Dolly's pituitary function had improved by 30% in just 2 weeks. We ended Dolly's treatment program, but a month later her owner called, and we were once again surprised but so pleased to hear that Dolly was now shedding her long curly coat. Her owner said it was coming out by the handfuls. Of course we rushed over to see, and sure enough, Dolly was shedding her coat for the first time in many years, the residual effect of just 28 MRS treatments. This young mare was transported about 1,500 miles. She developed what is known as shipping fever. Please bear with us while you watch in amazement at what the MRS did for this mare. We have over an hour. We called the veterinarian immediately upon discovering the mare. He was an hour and a half away. Here's our girl the next day, feeling great. We've had a wonderful time sharing with you our amazing experiences using the MRS 2000 with its magnetic resonance stimulation. We could easily fill hours of video. These were just some of the highlights. Visit our website at www.zorse.com to see the rest of our fabulous equines and what we do here at the ranch. Obviously, the MRS and MediConsult have become a welcome and now necessary part of our daily lives at the ranch, both for the humans and for the animals. And we can't imagine how we have functioned here without it. Bye for now from the Spots and Stripes Ranch.